Call to order the Sebastian Budget Review Advisory Committee. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mr. Napier.
Larry.
Present.
Mr. Hoffman is absent. Chair Hall.
Present.
Mr. McGinn is absent. Mr. Middleton is absent. Ms. Reed is absent. Mr. Baker.
Present.
Mr. Garden.
Present.
And Ms. Jacob.
I have Mr. McGinn in attendance on Zoom.
Ms. McGinn is present on Zoom.
Are these absences excused, or did they call in?
Miss Reed's absence is excused. She was sick. And Mr. McGinn is available on Zoom.
Okay, the next order of business is approval of the minutes meeting July 21st, 2025. Has everyone had a chance to look over those?
Yes.
Any discussions?
None. I wasn't here and I didn't listen to the meeting. I was out in the boondocks in Mass, so I didn't hear it. I'll have to pass on the minutes.
Yeah, they appear accurate. I would move to accept the minutes.
Second.
Having a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none. Passes unanimously. Next order is review and approval of the fiscal year 2025 third quarter financial report. Open for any discussion?
We're waiting for Brian's presentation.
I reviewed it over the weekend. I didn't see anything that warranted, in my opinion, any discussion for me.
I thought the big picture looks good.
Were you talking to me? I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question. I apologize.
do you have anything that you want to discuss on it?
No, not at this time.
But this is the only time you'll have is right now.
No, I thought it was a pretty good financial report. I'm liking the changes that have been made.
Okay, hearing no discussions, I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
having a motion to approve and a second. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Passes unanimously. I can't say that word tonight, unanimously. Next order of business, review and approval of the fiscal year 2025 third quarter budget amendment report. Any discussions?
I looked it over. It looked fine to me. I'll move approval.
I looked it over too. I went over it pretty thoroughly. It was in a format and all that's more readable, more understandable. And Brian, I'm glad that you've given us what we needed to scrutinize to.
Well,
I need a motion. Motion from Mr.
move.
Napier. Need a second.
Second.
Hearing a motion to approve and a second. All in favor of approval?
Aye.
aye.
Aye. It's approved unanimously.
I'd like
Next.
to say one thing. You guys worried about the governor's Doge committee coming in? They're after 3 cities and 2 counties right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're not worried about them coming in. Could they potentially come in? Yes. But then we have no concerns if they were to come in and review our books. I have no concerns with it whatsoever. We've received, 2 requests for information. We've met their deadlines and submitted the information both times that they requested. But yeah, we're happy if they were to come in. There's no concerns on our part.
Yeah, if you give them the information they're looking for, they usually don't come in, but they're cracking down on a couple of counties pretty hard. Broward County, they're pretty hard after them.
Yes, sir.
Is Terry
And
McGinn?
Manatee County as well.
Okay, the next order of business
Mr.
is-
Chair, I think Mr. McGinn had something on Zoom.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
thank you,
sorry.
thank you. I just had a question. Can Brian, both Brians comment on the last amendments? Any general comments on the last amendments to the quarter and the upcoming budget? Does anything happen since our last advisory meeting that we should know about?
So the only updates that we have was that council did approve the budget committee's, or agreed with the budget committee's recommended millage rate. So it is the trim notice rate, so we'll work from a staffing level to identify any additional areas we can reduce cost. We are still in negotiations with the supervisor and police union, so I don't have an update on that. We have not received our property and casual liability, property and liability insurance quote or final numbers yet, so we don't have an update on that. Retirement system, we're moving forward with that, trying to get some hard numbers and get those programmed in. But other than that, I think those are the outstanding items that we still have to kind of work through that come later sometime in August, early September is when we estimate the insurance information. We hope to come to some agreements on the union discussions in the relative near term, to have those finalized as well.
I have one final comment before we adjourn. That is, I looked at a lot of social media after our last meeting, and the noise rose above the common good. There were a lot of comments about how the city should be able to do better, and my response was that you guys have done a fantastic job in bringing this budget forward, and it's always the minority that has to make themselves known. It would be nice if the majority would attend some of these meetings and follow the workshops, and that's what I wanted to say.
Okay, any other,
I just have one further question, a follow-up from our last month's meeting. Brian, you were explaining about the thousands upon thousands of dollars that the city of Sebastian has to absorb with the Bright Line Railroad, and I noticed they are back at work at it again on Barber's railroad section. As far as our city police officers were out there, is there any cost sharing about the protection that the city of Sebastian's police department has to provide to that track? Or do you have any further updates about that?
So that is all included within their scope of work. So they're responsible for getting security for the road closures and that type of situation. So that is all included in those numbers. But you're correct, they are currently doing Barber Street. Started yesterday. It should open up by the end of the day tomorrow with those repairs, and that portion will be complete. That was the larger number. I think it was 230,000, I believe, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Or 220, one of those numbers. So that one's moving forward. We have had staff out there observing, taking pictures, making sure, the work that's being done so that we can look at the line item once we get the final invoice. And then we currently, the date, I think, for the Schuman Crossing has been pushed back. It was scheduled for July, but it's been pushed back until, I believe, November at the latest update.
Mr. Scott, you have a question?
Yes, sir, thank you. Question for the city manager. You had mentioned at the last meeting that the city will be adopting a new pension plan for non-salaried workers. And has anyone voiced concerns about that, and in particular about the 5-year vesting? And is there a workaround that for those who plan retirement before 5 years?
Yes, so our plan is we'll have a 5-year vesting. That is our current plan. Nothing has been approved by council, so those things can change. But currently, we're moving forward with a 5-year vesting period. Employees they'll have a one-time option with this sign-up for the retirement system that's coming up. Employees that plan to retire in less than 5 years that don't expect to make that vesting period can choose to be enrolled into the 401A Mission Square account that right now salary employees have those contributions to go into the Mission Square. So every employee that falls underneath this pension plan will have that option of going into that 401A instead of the pension plan for those 5 years, or until they retire, either one. And then in regards to the rest of the employees, they've began to identify the percentage contribution that the employee is going to make from 0% to 10%, and that will adjust their factor rating based on that.
Right. Maybe this is the question for Cindy regarding those who contribute to the 401. Is it now optional does Mission Square offer an annuity option in their 401 program?
Answer it, Brian.
So we provide the 9% for the 401 and put it in there, and the rest of it's on Mission Square and up to the employees how they draw it out.
Not all 401 administrations offer the option of converting that money into an annuity so they can draw a monthly allowance as if it were a pension. I was just curious if Mission Square offered that option to our people.
We're not sure what their options are as far as drawing it out.
No other questions?
Well, I'd like to say that looking at the budget that was proposed, I know it's not appropriate to talk about union negotiations while they're going on, but I'm pleased to see that there is some funding in there to help in your negotiations, rather than having to dig in or dip into the reserves and bring them down below the targeted 7 mil. So that pleases me. That gives you some wiggle room. Of course, we all expect everybody in the negotiations to be reasonable on both sides, but it is comforting to know that there is funding to pursue negotiations equally, which is a good thing, right, certified government finance officer?
Well, I'm sure they'll cover it.
Yes. So, any other comments? I'm pleased the way that things went this year. I know it was a Cinderella period for new finance officer, but things seem to go really smoothly. I appreciate it. Board members, I appreciate all of you all being amiable. And having said that, we need to decide on the next meeting date.
Do we need another meeting?
The only reason we would call another one is if something comes up budget-wise that we need to make a drastic change or anything that we already haven't discussed with you all. And that would come later in August before we go back for the first hearing to council the second week in September. So I would we'll stay in touch with you. We should have some hard information budget-wise over the coming next couple weeks. But that would be the only reason we would call a meeting, and then otherwise, we'll probably reconvene a little earlier than in the past, just to get that I'd rather do the fourth quarter on a closer timeline than to wait all the way until we get, too far into the next year. So we may do that going forward.
So if you do have that in time,
Well, if we need another
We can
meeting, what
schedule-
would be the recommendation?
If we need another meeting, we will schedule it for probably the first Monday in September, before the first hearing of the budget in September.
Okay, so you'll let us know if we,
Yeah, we'll reach out
Okay.
to you on the next 2 weeks to either schedule
Okay.
one or tell you there's one, it is not necessary.
but right now, we don't really need another meeting, right?
Correct.
so we'll list it down as needed, possibly in September.
Yeah.
Everyone good
First
with that?
Monday in September, if we need one.
Everyone good with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Brian and Brian, would you like to say anything before we adjourn?
I have nothing to add.
I have nothing to add, other than, if we don't have the September meeting, then after the next quarter, it'd probably be like the 1st of November, kind of like it is now, a month, giving us time to put together all our reports before we're,
Okay.
ready for the next meeting.
I like the changes you're making. It's looking better.
Thanks, sir. If you got any suggestions, feel free, let me know in the meantime.
Oh, we will. Okay. This meeting is adjourned.